Gang, gang, hey, nothing but love and respect. You might have some cool fans, but mine are the best. We've been through it all, went to war when duty called. Never left a man behind, we move as one is super strong. I don't want followers, that implies I'm the leader. I'm not the captain, I just gave them something they can believe in. I hold the lamp in the darkness, but they're the light that I needed to see the road that we walk in between the angels and demons. And my fans have my back. Hate us if your feelings don't like facts. And my fans will fight back. Beat you with the keyboard you've been using to write back. I guess we need each other like both sides of the battery. We the army, we the homies, we the gang, we the cavalry. We're brothers and sisters, we hold it down like we gravity. Can't nobody break the bond that made us all family.
Me and my fans, we don't care what anybody say. Middle fingers to whoever in the way, man. Me and my fans, we gon' be together to the grave. It's a gang till forever and a day, man. Me and my fans, we don't even trip in the hate. We got all the fuck in our veins, man. Me and my fans,
We the hangover gang. Gang, 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 gang.
Oklahoma weather can dish out some of the worst punishment in the world. Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Tuttle. But now you can fight back by installing Class 4 impact-resistant shingles from Ferguson Roof Systems. These shingles can withstand large hail, heavy rain, and hurricane-force winds, all while keeping your home safe and dry. And the best part? This upgrade is completely free for many homeowners. So call today to start reaping the benefits these Class 4 shingles bring, including a discount on home insurance. Only at FergusonRoofSystems.com.
All right, welcome back. Let's get this thing going here. So we're gonna do a quick little live updates. Thanks for joining me, meteorologist Tuttle. Getting my stuff loaded up here as we speak. Dun, dun, dun. I'm moving a little slow today. So, but this broadcast is actually pretty quick because I got things to do. All right, so got that thing loaded up. All right, let's do this. We're going to talk to see what's changed in the forecast data as far as what's going to happen up for this weekend. Let you know if the storm system looks a little bit better organized, if it's shift track, all that kind of stuff. All right, so we'll get down to the details here. First off, real quick, it's a nice day out there. As far as temperatures are concerned, we're starting to warm things up a little bit after a chilly start. Again, we've had some light rain showers last couple of days, but they don't last long. So that's some good news. And 41 degrees here currently, so at least we're out of the 30s. We should be in the 60s here for this afternoon, so pretty decent out there. So let's get on with the program here. I'm going to show you, let's see, first thing let's do, let's start with the temperatures. All right, so we'll see if the temperatures have changed any for this upcoming weekend, and we're going to fast forward here through time. So we'll start you off about Saturday. Actually, let's just start with New Year's Eve. All right, let's just midnight, right? A lot of you out there celebrating, woohoo, So the New Year's Eve plans here at 9 o'clock in the evening. It's 50s and 60s statewide. It's pretty decent. Now, the leading edge of the cold air is now slipping southward out of Kansas. So if you folks up around the border on into the Kansas region, you're going to have to bundle up for your New Year's Eve, but the rest of Oklahoma, not too shabby. So into the midnight hour, though, there's kind of a secondary push of cold air. So it's kind of like two fronts, the way this is kind of shaping up. One there, and then the true one here of the Arctic air. So this one will create a little bit of a cool down, but it's the secondary one back here that's really going to drop the temperatures down. And that'll occur after midnight here in northwest Oklahoma. But as we head into the 3 o'clock in the morning time frame, you can see how we're still to the 50s here in central Oklahoma. We're in the 30s up north, though, but then I drop into the 20s in Kansas. At 6 a.m. Saturday is when things go downhill pretty quickly. So there's where the cold air is starting off our day on Saturday in northwest Oklahoma. The panhandle to the teens, still 50s elsewhere over the body of the state. Oklahoma City. And the models have been going back and forth on the timing of this front, depending on you pick your poison. And that's normal for this time. We're still this far out. But in other words, they still have the cold front coming on in central Oklahoma into the early to mid-morning hours, and temperatures falling like a rock behind it. So there's during the day on a Saturday, there's lunchtime. We're into the 20s, 30s, and teens. Same thing for the afternoon, 20s, 30s, and teens. And by 6 o'clock in the evening, how about 20s and teens? And as we head into 9 o'clock, it gets worse. And there's midnight, Saturday night. So your whole New Year's Day just still looks miserable. And as we head into Sunday morning, we'll have single-digit values up here across the northern part of the state. Now, we talk about wind chill values, same kind of idea. If you haven't been abreast of the latest, wind chill values are pretty brutal. Again, here's midnight for your New Year's Eve. not bad here across the body of Oklahoma, but up north with that first little push of the cooler air, the northern counties, it will feel a little chilly to you. So if you're going to be out late from, say, a line west of Stillwater in the northwest Oklahoma to Ponca City, Bartlesville, you might want to have your coats handy with you, especially into Kansas. As we head into the overnight period on the New Year's Day morning, wind chill values back here dropping to the single digits and below freezing to the panhandle. This purple shading, by the way, is temperatures feeling below zero. This is what it feels like temperatures. What's for humans and pets. It does not affect inanimate objects such as pipes and cars and that kind of thing. Here's lunchtime. We're on New Year's Day. Feels like it's -2 in Enid, -2 Ponca City. Feels like a whopping 7 here in Oklahoma City. There's Liberal Kansas check in there at -5. In the afternoon, no better really. In the evening hours, still pretty brutal. Ponca City at -7 wind chill. So just, if you're going to be outdoors on Saturday into Saturday night and Sunday morning, just get ready because it's nasty. All right, now the upper levels of the atmosphere. All right, the storm system coming in. This is a jet stream pattern. This is where we look for the upper level low to form, and the models keep trying to form when they're really having a hard time with it, though. They're keeping it more of an open wave trough axis, and that usually means less precipitation overall. But as it moves through, this is the latest European data, so this will be for Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. It still doesn't quite cut off as a close low. So, let's see what the other models do, and this is the trend that we look for to see if they jive. And the midnight run of both the American and the European are almost identical. So when you see model consistency like that, that typically means that's kind of what you're going to anchor for on your forecast. You're not going to deviate too much from that because once you finally get some convergence in the data where things start to look very close to one another, then there's really no need to go, crazy on your forecast. So for right now, looking at all the different models, it all looks the same. All right. So what that typically means is a lighter event, and you see a lot of the energy is kind of north now into Kansas, and then kind of over Oklahoma. So that means Texas didn't get a whole lot of action with the storm system, and with the nature of the way it's designed, does not appear to be a ton of precipitation. There's a little bit of a slight difference there between the NAM model in the upper levels and the American model, the long-range model, so the global model. So we'll see what happens here on the output. So real quick, any of those showers we had this morning quickly move into eastern Oklahoma and they dissipate. And then we're going to zoom into Friday time frame. So here we go. So some light showers be bubbling up here for Friday afternoon. So if you have any plans on the day on Friday, first morning looks pretty dry, but by after afternoon, after lunchtime, we should start to see the clouds and the rainfall start to thicken up and fall, and that'll continue on to eastern Oklahoma during the evening and a little bit more during the evening hours. So that's another thing if you're going to be going out and about for your New Year's Eve plans. Unfortunately, a light umbrella or at least a light rain jacket or something. This is not exactly perfect ideal weather. And this trend continues to increase. So it has not dried out. If anything, it's gotten a little bit more moist with each passing day. So the signal gets stronger, in other words. All right, now as we head to midnight into 3 o'clock in the morning, the models indicate a little bit of monkey business up here across Kansas for a little mixture of rain, sleet, snow, and in the panhandle. But this output is very benign. Why? Because it's got that more of an open trough look to it. It has less of that trying to close off with an upper low, which means precipitation up here is fairly light all the way up through Saturday morning. There's 9 o'clock, just some hints of some flurries down here in Oklahoma City area and up to northern Oklahoma. So this model basically says a lot of glorified flurries and a little bit of light, freezing rain or drizzle or sleet mixture along the Kansas-Oklahoma border. So if you've noticed for the last couple of days, the trend has been to shift everything back to the north and keep it there. It has not moved since. So that's the anchor so far that we have in the position of where the inclement weather is going to be. Now, if we look at the American model, it still tells a different story. It's hanging on, man. It really wants it to snow. So let's see what it does here. So there's our let's go to Friday. There's our Friday afternoon and evening showers that move through on the Friday night, and then gets a little heavier towards Saturday morning. Here's 3 o'clock in the morning. So there's a mixture here of rain, sleet, and snow up across northwest Oklahoma and the Panhandle. Oh, get that back there. I pressed the wrong button. This one. And then 6 o'clock in the morning, a little heavier. Ponca City, Enid, back out toward Woodward, and then of course the snow in Kansas and the Panhandle there. As we head into the 9 o'clock hour, still continues up in northern Oklahoma and into Kansas, and then that's pretty much out of the state. So Saturday looks mostly dry once we get past the early morning stages. Now, the secondary piece of energy may cause some flurries. There's some light snow down here in North Texas on the Red River. That signal is still there. It hasn't gone away. It's hanging on there, but this is only on the global models. The high-res short-term model did not suggest that because it's an open wave. Again, this one's kind of more of a closed cutoff low. So what does it do with the precipitation accumulation? Well, let's take a look. I'll be looking at this for the first time with you together. So let's see here. It does shift the winter precipitation as far as the freezing rain sleet mixture up here to northwest Oklahoma. So north of Elk City, again toward the Woodward area, back up here toward Enid, Ponca City, and then the southeastern Kansas. So a very thin band there. It doesn't have anything here in Oklahoma City anymore. At one point it did, but those days are long gone with the system shifting more to the north. And then as we go into the snow accumulations, now keep in mind a lot of this, of course, will melt because of warm ground temperatures, but they're still continuing to shift the snow a little bit more to the north each run. So now it's in northern Oklahoma. This is all measurable snow, by the way, so 1 to 2 to 3 inches, something like that. And then in the Panhandle, and then back into Kansas. So Kansas gets more action this time around than Oklahoma does, as it looks right now. This trend has not changed. This has been the new trend that we've seen for the last few days. Continues to kind of point in this direction, which means, yeah, we'll probably see some flurries here in Oklahoma City. Might even get a little sleet with the mixture of the front as it passes through, but nothing significant, unfortunately, or measurable is the way it looks right now. Of course, I'll look at the data tonight and we'll see if that's changed, but so far that's what we have to work with. So keep in mind, we get the front that comes in for your New Year's Eve, Friday night, mainly after midnight for most of the state. And then you scratch these numbers for Saturday. The model's trying to decide, where to put the high and low, and there really isn't going to be one. It's just going to be falling temperatures during the day. And then Sunday's not much better in the morning. Good grief, man. Each day it seems to get a little colder. 12 degrees, 39 for the afternoon, though. And then we do get a quick rebound, so that's some good news for you, right? Back into the 30s overnight lows coming up. And then by the time it into Friday and Saturday of the 7th and 8th time frame, model's been going back and forth and giving us another taste of some Arctic air. So we'll have to see what happens in the extended outlook coming up, and we'll deal with that later. And here's a look at Tulsa, by the way. Not much different from Oklahoma City. I usually just show Oklahoma City on a 10-day forecast because there's typically not a big temperature change in the pattern overall when you're talking about trends. Kind of give you an idea. We're looking for the up and down, lows and highs. But by the way, I want to appreciate you guys checking in today, liking, sharing this broadcast with others. Rose, I see you with some stars today. Appreciate you. I started the Twitter broadcast again. I'd stopped that for a while because Twitter was doing some funky things. And so I'm on broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter for the time being. Tap the bell on YouTube, on Facebook. Oh, let me hit this real quick. Where am I? If you have not opted in, and you need to, you can hit this link I just posted. Click on that, and then you can opt in to where I will send you a direct message via your Facebook Instant Messenger when I do go live. That way you don't miss a broadcast, and that way you're always up to speed. Let's see. On YouTube, yeah, Lynn, if I'm on, that means there's finally some weather to talk about. And yeah, there is going to be some storms in the southeastern part of the U.S. today. They'll stretch from really far eastern, we'll say eastern Arkansas is the best probability of severe weather. From that point all the way in through Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and then kind of dying out as it gets into northwestern Georgia after midnight. And there was a chance for a little bit of tornado activity in that area. So if you do have friends and family, make sure you tell them to use my weather app, AT's Weather to Go, out in that part of the country, and it'll let them know if there's any tornadoes coming their way and give them early detection time so they can get more time to seek shelter. It's called AT's Weather to Go. It's Apple and Google Play. And you can use that for winter weather as well if you're traveling and you want to avoid the ice and the snow and all that stuff. So very good tool to use, and it's free and at your disposal. All right, well, that is it for me. I got to get out of here, but I appreciate you guys' time today. We'll do another live here tonight, see what the latest data says. Tune in roughly about 9, probably a little before 9:30, something like that. All right, you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.